in session. Lines pay attention. Professor Manilow, juice is the lesson. Charts don't lie, numbers show the way. KIMBA gang minds turn data to the pay. Grab your notebooks, mark your lines. Patience in the jungle is how we shine. Knowledge is power, math is the key. Every young line gon' learn from me. If lines can't do it, homie, it can't be done. Work, sweat, and grind, the journey just begun. I'ma elevate the game, show you how it's won. Prepare with the wisdom lines, Dre's gon' run. KIMBA. Pressure in the candles, the market makers is frontin'. We see through they scandals, price is the box and we puntin'. Bugatti money focus, flexing on my mind. Structure, fibs, and order flow, profile, and volume in time. Hyena try to laugh, but the lines gon' feast. Feast. Nerdout to take the battle from Liquidity to Wall Street.
Hello. How we doing, Lions? How we doing? How we doing? YouTube's got me. Twitch doesn't. We got my sound. Yeah. Lions, how we doing? YouTube's looking good. Twitch is running. Yeah, sorry, Twitch, you missed my intro. We'll run it again next time. I'll run it for the outro. Juice, shout outs PSG. Big shout outs to the dev team. Big shout outs to Juiciest. KIMBA, of course. Shout out to Coinwise. Look at these sweet indicators that we're working with. Amazing. Yeah, we have a big thing in store for some of the Lions. That's for sure. Welcome, welcome. We got a good showing today, too. Y'all ready to get your nerd out on? Ooh-wee. It's going to be an amazing day. This is a big, big day for Liquinia gang. KIMBA gang, let's go. Juice, juice. Shoutouts Buzz. Shoutouts V001. Insistence. Dan Green. Chicken Milkshake. McKillum. Best Ed. JV. Brian Burke. Cage Wins. Maestro. PSG. Ah. That's a Kachoy. We back? We back? YouTube still got me. I think. How's it sound? Yeah, we don't have any music vibes, but we have some music vibes for later, that's for sure. Got a game show coming up in a little while after the Nerd Out. Test your knowledge. And we have the talent show later. Big day. Got some giveaways coming up. Big cat's away. So the Lions are still going to be playing on some altcoins and some other fun things on stream today. Who's ready? Who's ready for some juice? McKillum, I think I know somebody who's Letuche on a Saturday morning. Is it still a morning for you? RPM, Bugs, Curvies. Yeah. Cage wins. We Gucci. Chicken milkshake. Chester. Glitch. 6 p.m. Letuche time. I feel you. Daydream, how are you doing? Yeah, 420 somewhere. Where? Check out your trusty mouse pad. We all had that thing after we saw Kimba had it, right? Iceland, maybe? I don't know. Mic sound okay, or is it like really tinny? I'm working on that also. Big cheers, Ninja Jeffin. Thanks, Buzzcree. Kachoy, Regal. Yeah, sorry about the music. We'll have it. What website lied? Don't trust that it's manipulation. MEXC83, how you doing? Insistence, shoutouts to you. Buzzcree, Jim Martinez. Yeah, YouTube looks good, sounds good. iGriff. Yeah. 2 letters, 1 word. Shoutouts to PSG. Shoutouts to the whole gang. Let's get it. Damon. But what are we learning today? Exclamation dashboard. What are we learning today? Website's on your time zone. Yeah. Yeah, shoutouts Bugs. And Buzzo. Let's get it. Some people, the people in YouTube got to see the intro. We'll do it on the outro. Ah! Oh, okay. I thought that was another Kachoy. How's those transitions? They look pretty good. Drawing some levels. Juice and my levels. Kimba template. Yes. I don't know exactly how it's going to be shared, but I do have something to share with you. Coinwise has blessed me with 500 trials to share with the gang for the indicators. What do y'all say to that? Houston, you want to post it? Should I post it in here? I don't know if I can make it sound good for a pin. They are custom indicators from Coinwise. Amazing. It's a whole suite. It's amazing. Yeah, that's what some of the tools are that you saw on Kimba's Away. Uh-oh, 24/7 just went to Kachoy. Oh no, it's good. They're just configuring the transitions. At 110, 250. I mean, we just did clean that level. I'd say that if you did have an entry there, you have a pretty clear invalidation for a swing failure pattern. Here comes the paid indicators. Yeah, well, it's a free trial at least. To me, I think it's, and I'm not like sitting up here in front of you to shill some stuff. It's an opportunity to share some things that had been developed for a long time, and I'm stoked to be in front of you to be able to spread it with y'all. Yeah. Trying to find them in trading view. Yeah. Let's get that. So, y'all saw, yep, Houston pinned it. Yep, promo code. Let's get that promo code. Yep, that's for the pro indicators. Yeah, sweet thing about them is it's like a whole suite. A lot of amazing options. Oh, Houston, Cage. Let's go. I'm double shared. Let's get it. Big shout outs to you guys. The boys. Big shout outs to KIMBA. Big shout outs to all the developers that are helping make this stream have all the cool stuff. Make it possible for us to be in front of you, even when the big line's away. Yeah, Maestro, Damon. Happy 420. How you doing? 7H3. Sophia, how are you? Welcome, everybody. Yeah, amazing stuff. We're going to play with some of the tools today. Again, if you missed yesterday, Gomez, I think it already was there. I think if you go on the live page, the past ones are available just in their raw form. It's not highlights. Shout outs to MGK, all the highlights. He's working on a whole lot of things. No, Diabito, how are you doing? Leehoo. Yeah, Wise Pro. Yeah, they Coinwise has a Discord. You know, KIMBA Gang Discord, of course, is the most amazing place to spend our time. But you know what it is. Everybody's got to have a Discord and a Twitter and all of the support that can reach and help people. So if you go on Coinwise, link your Discord in there. And I hope all of you are going on Coinwise to at least try out these amazing tools. Yeah, we're going to be playing with them. I'm not going to go too much into it until after we look at some alts. But that's the topic for today. If you missed it in the exclamation dashboard, we are going to be looking at some altcoins, and I'm taking requests. Yeah, I have a few that I'm gonna check out first, and then we'll chart whatever your little lion hearts desire. How's that sound? Big lion hearts is what I mean. Shoutouts Ace, shoutouts Calling Noob. My name is Long. Much love. Dot and Fartcoin. Bert, you got it. Remind me when we get to there. Yeah, Bobby, Toxic Pedals. Thank you. Kuka Deliciosa. Shouts to you, Ace. Much love. Much love to the late nighters in Asia. Much love to the early morningers. Much love to all of you here to Nerd Out. 690 Lions joining us today just in Twitch, and I don't even know in YouTube, but oh, shoutouts to 13 of you in YouTube. Much love. Let's get it. 17 and 24/7. We got 700 plus people here to see me shilling stuff. Let's get it. But it's not just any stuff. This place is amazing, and no better community to share it with. So I'm not just here to sell things to you. I'm definitely not here for that reason in any way. I'm not trying to make money off of Lions. I want to share charts, and I want everybody to juice. Debote, yeah. Underdoor, Green Grandola, Morty, Crypto Bro. Let's get it. Chester, thank you. Shout outs. Yep. 32 months. Legend. Cage, are you dropping hints for our game show in a little while? The answer is A. Nah. Can't be me. Houston Cage wins. Let's get it. Hello to YouTube. Somebody wanted to see TRB. Dot Fartcoin. I'm definitely gonna look at Dot. Trying to remember who was asking about Link last night, but I know that they wanted to. That was a pretty nice chart. Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? You wanna go do karate in the garage? Yeah. Love that movie. Cool. Okay, well, we have a little something going on. You know it's not a swing fail until that candle closes. And definitely you want some confirmation. And this is local. So we got 10 minutes for the first candle. SPX 6900. Let's get it. Friends, just remind me about that one. We're going to look at ETH. We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. We're going to look at total 2. A couple things to kind of prepare our minds for just looking at all of the other. Yeah, John Cotta, are you the one that asked about Link last night? I'm sure some people want to see Sol. And we have been charting alts kind of a little bit this week already. And not that much has changed. Got some levels breaking. Oh, where's my RVol? Ooh. Oh, it's not like substantial. That's aggregate. Pretty cool. Oh, longs and shorts. Hold on. So longs are closing. Open interest going down. Price going down. This is extremely bearish, isn't it? Or no? Harry, what's going on? Different tiers of altcoins. Yeah. What do you like, CoinGecko, to look at your top ones? Or like the rankings? Not bearish. You nailed it. Tigran. Nookie. Yeah, shoutouts JV. For weed. Let's go. You're saying CoinGecko. Yeah. That's one of the big ones. Yeah, it's Coin Market Cap too, I think. Coin Glass. Coin Glass has a couple of tools also, but does Coinwise do it? I just look at like open interest and stuff on there, and CVDs for splitting up a ton of different coins. They have rankings. I think it's more like volume data on CoinGlass. Kosar. Who is this guy? Cafe Mercados? This is Mandalo. Welcome. Exclamation dashboard. Shouts to you, Insistence. Yeah, welcome. It's been a while since I've seen you, Cafe Mercados. And I guess it's been a never that you've seen me. But I've been up in here for a little bit. And you know I've been a lion for a long bit. Yeah, check out the Discord. Always check the highlights. We have some previous Nerdouts that have been posted in the YouTube as well. We've been juicing up past few weeks. Much love, Nana to Diabito. Yeah. Yep, top coins. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Coin Market Cap. Because it's in dark mode. I think CoinGecko, you gotta like mess with it. All right, we'll click it over there in a minute. Freaking A. Yeah, you're not gonna get stung for adult language. Dr. Mandela, free weed. Yeah, I'm curious where this lands. That's not Bitcoin dominance. We actually don't really need any indicators on uh, Bitcoin dominance. So I'm going to turn some things off for the first portion. And go daily. I wouldn't suggest doing too much charting and like fibs and things on this because it's like, you know, it's a derivative. But the math is the math. We're trying to reclaim the golden pocket. Front run the 7-5 on Bitcoin dominance. Wise Pro. Shout outs JV. Yeah, there's no tools that are shown on the screen right now, but that's what we're using right now. Coinwise, beautiful tools. Let's go. Happy 420. Amazing tools. Take the guesswork out of it. Yeah, some of those things. I mean, working with TradingView is just like so juice. Just Mike, I'll take a look at it in a few minutes. We really want to see where Bitcoin closes in 3 minutes. Exclamation Coinwise. Exclamation Coinwise. I just got the word that we have a command now that will share the promotion code for you. PAX G going crazy on the weekend. It's an altcoin. That's why we're doing an altcoin weekend stream. It's really the altcoin traders playground. It's lower liquidity than during the week. Bitcoin not really doing too much. I mean, there could be any number of things. If you're following like that space and X, then yeah, they did. Shout outs RPM. Are you talking about the trading view? PAX G mirrors gold. Yeah, we'll look at it side by side. So when Bitcoin dominance goes down, that means that the others are going up. It's inverse to the, I mean, this is Bitcoin versus all the other coins that are available, the 100,000, the million coins that exist now. I don't know. That would be a good game show question. How many altcoins exist? It was like a few thousand when I first got started. You know, I'm not an early adopter. I've been around since like 2020-ish. But then it just like ballooned. And anybody can make an altcoin. That doesn't mean they're going to stick around though, huh? How many of you have gotten in on one of those next big things and they didn't really pan out? And maybe you got in on some of those next big things and they did. Even if you juiced up a little bit. $30-minute close, thank you, Morty. Oh, tucked it back in. We are so back. Yeah, you want this one to close too, though. So you have at least an idea about a trigger and an invalidation. We're not doing swing failure patterns today, but I mean, what better time than a Mandalay Nerdout to have one materialize? Yeah, Damon. Let's go. Let's go for weed. Listening today. Yeah, Curvies. Shoutouts PSG. You guys are juicing up on this, aren't you? I hope you're listening to some music. You get the music vibes in there? Yeah, Bobby. Roscoe, how we doing? Yeah. Gemini. I know, I just want to see this. I do. Even though we have objectives. Daily value area. Volume. Let's see about... No, not that one. Yeah, close outside of value. Oh, pixel retest on volume. Yep, probably want to tuck back in up here. But really, as long as we close this next candle, and that would be an hourly, and your second 30-minute, things will look a lot better. If I was not nerding out and staring at the charts on the weekend, I probably would be kind of interested in this. And we talked about this level last night. Exclamation rewind, exclamation YouTube. We did talk about this last night. Anybody who was here? There we go. Let's go, RPM. Yeah, we were looking at the rather not Gucci highs, even though they were not that bad. And we were like, well, clean this or clean this. You might have like a little bit of resistance up here, and it ended up turning into previous day, and this previous day value. It might end up turning into something like that, or something like this. If we start to run and stick up here, we were like, well, maybe that. If we get a close down here, I might be wary of something like this to clean that level. Turning into a doji right now. Yeah, we have a lot of time before that next 30-minute close. Yeah, like 25 minutes. We should be okay. Okay, so we'll come back to this. Oh, total. Total is everything. Market cap. Total swing fail pattern. Everything, the entire market is swing failing. Chester M. What is that? I'm a big Cheetos fan though, and Chester Cheetah is my boy. Total ticker. Yeah, be careful of a swing fail down here. I mean, it's got a lot of follow with Bitcoin. You know, when I first started, I actually wasn't trading Bitcoin that much. I started more with ETH, and I didn't know a whole lot of TA. You know, it's like 2020, 2021. And oh no, that's subs, Gemini. So recent subs. Chester was the most recent person to re-up. Shout out to you, Chester. Yep. So it's total market cap. Everything. But the story about ETH was at some point it occurred to me that you can split your screen into two sides. I know, like, I mean, a lot of people, you just got to learn these things. Like, you split your screen into two, um, and look at Bitcoin and ETH. Wait a second, why is it doing the same thing? Oh, Bitcoin's dumping. ETH is, like, why is ETH dumping? It's also Bitcoin's also dumping. And then I started to realize that during, especially during the week, why is the stock market, why is NASDAQ, why is S&P also doing this? Like, what's going on? Right? Any of you learn that here, or it just occurred to you on your own? And then 8:30 in the morning for me, because I live in East Coast US, so I'm aligned with New York, New York time. What is all this going on? Why is there a huge green dildo? What's going on with this dump? Panic, I need to sell, I need to buy. And then it all clicks. FOMC Wednesday, 10 times a year. And until you search the space and find somebody that shares things like this, you're lost kind of trying to figure it out on your own. And what better space than to learn a tremendous amount of information and share your time with like-minded individuals just trying to improve and get better and learn. Yep, the KIMBA gang. Discord has been a real blessing, and so has the guidance from KIMBA and really surrounding yourselves with such amazing individuals around here. Yeah, so shout outs to all of you. So CryptoCap, you know, it's a lot of similar but not same structure to Bitcoin. You know, new highs. We hit 4 trillion at one point in August. That was a big deal. I know back like in these days we were like down bad, but it actually followed structure pretty well. And it's not like you're getting all that much juice for altcoins here. Total 2 is the place to kind of look at everything else. And then total 3, I don't even know what I was charting there. Oh, there's like initial balance for some reason in a daily chart. Total 2, this is all the alts. And we're holding our levels support. Kind of like that. with our first wick. Again, this is everything. You don't want that. We want this. If it even does anything. But what is this? That don't say diamond top. Hopefully it's not. Total 3 is everything except for, or it's everything but ETH and Bitcoin. Yeah, I think you can, they have a ticker for just the stable coins as well. Yeah, but that's like lost in my ether in the empty space in my head. I don't think I saved it. It might be others. I don't know. It's like one of those. Yeah, excluding Bitcoin and ETH. It's not that different. Yeah, you just got a wedge up here. It's indecision. You know, following an expansion, you kind of like to see continuation with these type of patterns. You can go on Bolkowski to kind of look at probabilities. Really, the diamond aspect of it, you want a higher high. So if it was a diamond reversal, like that doesn't really fit the profile of it. So, you know, boom, or but generally, like, there's higher probability to break up than down following an upward move. Oh no. And we have all that liquidity up here. I wouldn't think about it like in terms of liquidity. Am I on total 3? Yeah. Marcinek, how you doing? Mosley. Yeah, doing great. Yep, sorry. Altcoin and not liquidity. Yeah. In terms of ranges, yeah, it's structure. Structure. And you're better off looking at the BTC pair. Yep, insistence. Yeah. So individual like ETH BTC. Sol BTC, Sol ETH. Sol ETH was an interesting one. ETH BTC finally did its thing. Look at that. Weekly. I mean, it was pretty ugly for quite some time. Is that 2.5 years? Selling channel, just Bitcoin. So when this goes down, ETH value versus Bitcoin is also going down. Bitcoin's value is improving. What NTA do I use? A little bit of everything. Structure number one, volume, and different derivations or tools using volume. Yeah, profiles, just volume bars in general are helpful, but profiles for sure. And VWAP are amazing. Order flow and TPO, they're my main things. But then Fibonacci takes a close fourth in my book. But really just learning how to use a good group of tools, you can begin to identify similar levels regardless of what tools they are. So like you see somebody post on X or Twitter. I'm a boomer, so I'm gonna say Twitter. Price is bouncing at the 1 hour 100 EMA. And then you'll see somebody else. It's the 8-day EMA that made price bounce, and it's the exact same level. And then you like throw a VWAP in your chart, and it's like the monthly VWAP or previous month VWAP is right there. And then you throw a fib on there, and it's the exact same thing, like golden pocket or something. It's really just having confluence that supports your thesis and being able to identify and read it. Yeah, and the more pieces of information, not saying the more indicators, but the more pieces of information that you can accurately read that align, increases the probability of that level being important, increases the probability that others are also identifying that as a probable area of interest or a potential bounce or rejection zone. And so it also increases the probability of that having at least enough room for error that you could get out with risk management without taking too much of a loss. And you know, that doesn't really account for those super volatile news driven things and liquidity runs and whatnot, but for the most part it can be really helpful and good value for you to kind of consider when you are lining up certain zones of interest for yourself. You know, the more things that support it, the better. So ETH-BTC, we broke out of that, we broke back into it. So the weekly breakdown, reclaim, but just kept rejecting through there. Lose it, and we cleaned up some liquidity down at the bottom. That was pretty nice. You know, I really thought that that was going to get taken. And people actually do trade ETH-BTC. They even have perps for it. Yep, so you can even run them on like heat maps for some of the pairs. But that level, you know, held, really, I didn't see that. I would venture a guess that that's like the 886. That's like the 95 or something, but for the big fib, and that's not even like correct because we have all that over here. Yeah, it's the 886 in that one. That's probably the 95. But they held it. When was that bounce? In April, right after the market bottom for S&P and Bitcoin. So we got a fib on here, golden pocket, but we closed a weekly above this zone. That's not too nice. But it's just like that steady trend. Going from last night's Nerdout, even if you weren't like having the whole channel on there, what would we call that? Jedi's Kirk, what's up? That's a weak high, even if it's not the high. I mean, it's weak highs all through there, but that's not looking super nice. But Bitcoin's pulling back as well. So ETH BTC, when Bitcoin goes up and ETH doesn't go up as hard, ETH BTC goes down. When ETH goes up harder than Bitcoin, probably want to hold this if it does pull back harder. Definitely want to hold this. Otherwise, it's a Kachoy. Yeah. We're in weekly. I'll go down. Weekly swing fail of the previous all-time high. That's not like super amazing. But we are holding above all of these highs and continue to do so. Yep. I mean, that was a pretty nice bullish retest. Oh, it closed back inside the range just barely and just like immediately came back out. Bounced hard. Yep, higher high. Yep, got some selling ever since then. This is CBD. And I wouldn't recommend really looking too far into daily open interest. Like it's good for trends. Yeah, it's still very high. This is aggregate. CBD selling. This is Coinbase too, so it's not like we're looking at shorts. Ooh, that was one of those today? Yeah. What I'm talking about, one of those is this 80% setup highlight. That's pretty cool. But before I speak on that, that was our level that we just cleaned up. You know, you want to hold this one right here at 4,200. But clean these weak lows. We have a whole kind of selling descending trend line through here. We need to get back above. But first step is closing up here in 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Yeah, so that or come clean this. Probably run into a little bit of issues on yesterday's previous day value area high, 4,400, if it makes it there. I would say that there's a, if it starts to move upwards, probably have some resistance in that zone. I wonder about fibs. Yeah, is this kind of the protocol that you all follow? Interesting. Maybe front run the golden pocket. That point of control. What about TPO? Yeah, that's where the TPO point of control is also. Previous day value area high, maybe even like constricted up to here. Fair box. But I would go up to there probably. This is not entries. That's just where I might look for some resistance. Yep. On the other end, I mean, you have two naked points of control. That's volume and TPO. And that's a weak low. So that low right here, that cluster, held same way that Bitcoin held its lows, you know, from last week, 2 weeks ago, and then came back and held it again. Somebody is buying that, propping it up for the time being. As long as Bitcoin holds, I think that that probably has a pretty good chance, unless it's like a swing failure. So let's say that, especially on the weekend, we start to get some retracement back down this way. I would be kind of interested, at least in that. Not financial advice. It's probably the 886 also, which ETH and a lot of altcoins tend to hold a little bit better than Bitcoin does. ETH and its 886, I'm telling you. How many of you have ever noticed that? Jedi's Kirk. No worries. Fibs math. Right? Get those naked points of control like just under this level, right? You could see that happening. Now you don't want this little piddly reaction, you want that. You know, come back up, retest. Really, especially being a weekend. Yeah, sorry, I'm like talk like a robot. That or like that. This is garbage. By garbage, I mean has a high probability of being clean, just like Bitcoin does at its highs. It depends on Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of times on weekends, altcoins can run. And somebody said, which one was it? But those are some good probabilities for ETH today. As far as any higher or any lower, you know, we got to hold this range. We get any closes down here and it's not looking good. I'll kind of look around here. If it started to fall below this level, that would be like kind of the first area of interest. But you would be amazed at how fixed ranges can help to narrow in your areas also. So maybe like to value area high or even the point of control, which is pretty juicy to me. That's a big range. Mandalo, like I'm gonna buy for $400. You know, maybe front run the value area high a little bit to look for reactions, not to ladder orders and just blanket blindly take positions. If I was short, I would think about taking some profits off below, well, really these lows a little bit. I would probably shave a little bit more kind of through this zone and above, like right here. And personally, I have many times set TPs like right at a level and then it just front runs it. Who does that happen to? Have you ever seen that happen? Ever happened to you? That's a fun one. Thanks, Anatomy. Is that Shay's? Or this is just anatomy. Let's get it. You know, I've taught like 500 anatomy courses plus. For real. Yeah, for highs, we just need to break above and hold 4,800. But immediately 4,500. Maybe take that. But that was a pretty clean high that we formed. Yep. Okay, this is supposed to be an altcoin Nerdout. Now I'm supposed to like show you stuff instead of just the normal. Well, of course we want to see Soul. Pixels your stop loss. Yeah, that's happened to me too many times as well. Yeah. What's one way to the worst is like when you're at work or something or you're sleeping and it does that. and then it rips or it dumps. It's like sons of biscuits. Right? Yeah. Yeah, curvies. For real, for real. Maybe ATR is helpful. You know, having your threshold, your absolute cutoff. I like ATR personally. Fib extensions can be helpful for like widening your threshold, but if you're doing high leverage, it doesn't really play too well. For Sol, you had a swing fail pattern. That hourly closed. Thanks for telling me, guys. Yeah, it closes an hourly on Bitcoin as well. Now is the time. It's our time. We also just formed a bad low. Pretty sweet. We got single print stacked. Oof. It's a weekend. I would place a lot more edge with stacked single prints, so more than one in a row. If it were during the week, during market hours or session. But a lot of times, and some of you have heard me talk about this before, they will, you know, just clean those up, and that's a good thesis for a bearish retest if it were to happen. But usually speaking, during normal sessions, stacked single prints is a really strong one-sided condition formation. And there's some great probabilities, especially like in Bitcoin and traditional, for continuation when that occurs. Being a weekend, there's like nobody trading. Like look at this volume compared to the volume earlier from yesterday. Like nobody's here except for the lions that are juicing up with me and ready for a game show momentarily. Yeah, so Sol, we need to break down Sol and do some other ones. This was a hell of a altcoin nerd out. We've seen 2 altcoins so far. Right? I like that, or maybe even just this for kind of our line in the sand to hold. But we're pretty far away from that right now. You've seen it plenty that Sol can move 10% in a day, like right here. And definitely want to hold this and that. But all far, far away. All far, far away. It's nice when you go into high time frame charts that you're not as flooded by all of the extra indicators. It's kind of nice to me. Held that single print. That's bad right there. 4 hours. Oh, that's 4 hours. It doesn't even matter. And I think I remember when we were just charting this being a weak low. So things get real hairy and we start to close down here. I can see this being an area of interest and a swing failure down in the low 190s. And if things get really nukey down in the 180s, but as long as you hold that same level that we've been looking at for weeks, the mid to low 180s, things are good, or things are still okay. I wouldn't say good because that's like a hella retracement, but you know what it is. Yeah, that's like Bitcoin going down, like losing the 107, 108. This is bad. All through here. And it was poor highs up here also. Yep, I don't even have TPO thrown on the chart, but they are poor. Coinwise has an indicator that you can add to it that shows poor, poor or good. I don't have it on there. I'm just like trying to show you as many things as I can quickly. But the value areas is really, really nice. Oh, I forgot to show you that on ETH, but I can show you here. Yeah, we don't want this. We want to start getting up here or up here. That's our next area of interest. And it's not very far, it's $5. But this highlight that you see right there, and I'll turn the TPO part off for volume. Oh, whoops, I turned the volume one off and not the TPO. So 80% play, it actually happened already. So normally, and this is default settings, if it were a normal day and the session closes back inside that daily value, like it did here, or like, yeah, it was just like, it's been so up and down, but let's say that this session, so this is highlighted based on that day's price action. This day was a real runner, and the daily close was outside the volume value area. Okay, so that is the reason that this value area was highlighted. An 80% rotation did not play out because we are looking at a rotation of that day's value area, of, in this case, from high to low. You know, you can always get hung up at the previous day point of control or previous day EQ. They are intraday kind of levels of interest, or kind of how I like to call it, sticky points for the market when it trades near it. You know, there's no VWAP on here, which would be nice to look at also. But the conditions didn't play out that day, but that's the reason that it was highlighted. We closed this session, so the next day, the session, we open inside previous day value area, so for that entire day, the value areas are highlighted in the traditional default color. And that's, is that 2 days ago? 2 days ago, it closed outside of that value area right there. And so yesterday it was highlighted in green that that was the conditions for an 80% rotation to occur. 80% setup, close outside, trade back inside with candle closes. You have a high probability for price to rotate to the opposite side of the range. That's previous day value area. So, you know, retesting is often resistance when you lose value. As is the point of control. And, you know, that was developing. I don't have it like replay for developing, but it looks like the point of control, at least later in the session, became more and more significant. But VWAP kind of followed this whole move up in support. We had a full daily rotation, lost value, bounced at after a liquidity grab. And a failed auction outside of that previous day value area. So the full rotation actually was fulfilled, and then they fully rotated it back all the way down. So it doesn't mean that you're going to get the full retracement also. It's just for a one-way. But big moves straight up, a lot of times there's less support built through these moves, and so retracement is maybe more on the table, especially like later in a session. Especially for your beta plays like altcoins, when S&P or Bitcoin is not doing what you want it to. Holding your long from 176, yeah, until you lose 185-ish, I think that you know, hopefully you took profits when we went up, or took a little bit. But yeah, if we hold this, it's looking better. If we reclaim here, you are kind of starting to fulfill the conditions to look up to here. You know, the 207 full rotation. But it all depends. It depends. You have some swing failure that set up, and you have a play that you may be looking towards. Yeah, if you are a latecomer, exclamation Coinwise, they have these tools, and you can chart this yourself. Yeah, you see this is levels over here. This is levels has VWAPs built into it, and you can do a bunch of different time frames of VWAPs. You can change colors however you like. This is just default settings. We looked at Sui last night, Crow. I know that that's been a pretty big one lately. I'm going to go in 4 hour. We're holding this area. Quarterly VWAP pulled way, way up, didn't it? Yeah, disregard the other things on the side. Yeah, hold this. Yeah, you can maybe make an argument if it got kind of ugly to tap quarterly VWAP. But I mean, you had this constriction after a gigantic move with bad highs. Or contraction. That, maybe this, if things get ugly, clean that maybe. But I mean, this is a huge move, and we're holding value up here. And we're sitting right at the point of control. Close above that, start to clean this up. Things are looking a lot better. How about WEEX? What WEEX coin, Sophia? Yeah, that 4 hours that you're sleeping, JV, for real. Sui, nothing's changed. It had a swing fail down here. That's better. Kind of clean that. I like this up here. But we need to hold. We're holding monthly VWAP and weekly VWAP for now. Trading under VWAP. I mean, Bitcoin's not looking super, super great today, but you ever see that on a Saturday and then Sunday things are completely different? They decide to like just show up and start buying things on Sunday mornings. Yep. So I said link. Somebody wants to see dot. We'll see what else we can cram in here. Yeah, shout outs to WEEX though. I'm not gonna chart their token today. But maybe I'll just get a whole list next time. Yeah, we can look at the hype. I'll go on hype after this one. Yeah, shout outs to all the exchanges though. BLOFIN, KCEX, BTCC. Those guys were really cool, weren't they? 2bit, MEXC, WEEX. Exclamation dashboard. We got some amazing exchanges that you know, KIMBA has set up for us to try our skills with, and man, does he make a lot of great opportunities for us, doesn't he? MEXC, I miss MEXC. Yeah, hype. Yeah, how many of you are juicing on hype? Yeah, that's kind of that same cluster for Bitcoin. But hold all this. Yeah, big move. We just need to hold in this area. Interesting, huh? Yeah. Monthly, weekly VWAP and value area low. Get back inside there and things are looking a lot better. Get back above the point of control and things are looking a lot better. Yep. And these are weak through here. So be cautious. Be cautious if you're like playing a breakout right here because you got weekly VWAP right there. It just could be a swing fail. Where's my hype? Yeah, I just have a couple of them like right here. We're in an upward trend, even in the shorter term. Yeah, I got a couple more that I can show you, and then I'm going to have to send it over to Cage. Yeah, hold the trend. Hold the trend. We got not a great high right here. This is not super great either. Not a great low right there. Not a great low locally. Look for a swing fail there or there. You know, don't like short this right now. It's a weekend. I would definitely not full port anything, even if you are accustomed to full porting things. Even if your full port is $50. If you're juicing on a giveaway, I still wouldn't full port it. Not financial advice. I just have learned my lesson, and I'm passing on some life experience to maybe some less old lions. Right? TA just liquidated me. Este porcenta. I don't really like the dot chart personally. No offense to you, Dot. Enjoy yours. Doge is not looking too hot either. But that was a clean right there, not a full swing. Holding VWAP is nice. And then you got these bad highs up here. Yeah, look out for that. Look out for this. I think that might be my last one. I'm sorry, guys. Yep. Much love to you all. Much love to Coinwise. I'm going to be here all day. You know, I'll try to answer any questions that you have in the chat. NMR. Yeah. So thank you to the whole team. Thank you to KIMBA for the opportunity to share some knowledge with you. Thank you to Coinwise. Much love, rules. Yeah, go to Coinwise and grab that coupon. It's only good today, I think. So make sure that you juice up on it ASAP. Much love, Hayblade, Damon, Zavi, Curvies, Zach, RPM, Joopy, AC, Ace, of course. Este Porcenta, Best Ed, Insistence, Blaze Alec. Yeah, I'll have music for the next one too. Sorry, guys. It's been my voice lulling you to sleep, but shout outs to all of you. It's game show time. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Class in session, lines pay attention. Professor Manilow, juice is the lesson. Charts don't lie, numbers show the way. KIMBA gang minds turn data to the pay. Grab your notebooks, mark your lines. Patience in the jungle is how we shine. Knowledge is power, math is the key. Every young line gon' learn from me. If lines can't do it, homie, it can't be done. Work, sweat, and grind, the journey's just begun. I'ma elevate the game, show you how it's won. Prepare with the wisdom lines, trades gon' run. Pressure in the candles, the market makers is frontin'. We see through they scandals, price is the box and we puntin'. Bugatti money focus, flexing on my mind. Structure, fibs, and